You're watching Good Day Siouxland with Nick Wilson and meteorologist Ethan Foreman. From KCAU 9 News, this is Good Day Siouxland.
Good morning. It's 6:45 on this Monday morning. I'm Nick Wilson.
And I'm Ethan Foreman.
We are in for a nice Monday today.
Yeah, definitely enjoy it while it lasts, but don't dwell on this forecast as today's pretty nice. The end of the week, not so much. Looking at our KCAU-9 studio camera, starting to see the sun a little bit out there, but keep in mind we're also only 2 weeks away from daylight savings time, so we'll be seeing a little bit more sunlight in a couple weeks here in the morning hours, but again, more darkness in the evening, unfortunately. But those temperatures in the 40s for most of us to start the day. However, 60 right now down in Omaha, 51 the update from Spencer. We'll see those highs climb well into the 70s today. I think this is actually about 5 degrees underdone for our temperature. I think we'll get into the upper 70s today, and that will be about 10 degrees cooler than we were last year on this day when we set a record, but changes are on the way, and I'll have those details coming up in less than 10 minutes.
All right, Ethan, thank you. Well, the drama continues on Capitol Hill as the House GOP continues looking for a new speaker. At least 9 Republicans are now vying for the position, including Minnesota Representative and House Majority Whip Tom Emmer. Emmer is seen as the immediate frontrunner and has won the support of the former Speaker Kevin McCarthy, among others, but he's disliked by congressional allies of former President Donald Trump after he was one of 64 House Republicans who voted to uphold President Biden's electoral votes in 2021. Republicans will hold a closed-door forum this evening where they'll hear from each candidate. The next vote for Speaker could come as soon as tomorrow afternoon. And meanwhile, in Iowa, Republican presidential candidates continued campaigning in the Hawkeye State over the weekend. 7 candidates appeared at a tailgate event in Iowa City, held by 1st District Representative Mariannette Miller Meeks. Some of the candidates expressed their support for Israel in its ongoing conflict against Hamas.
What I will say is we should have 3 priorities. 1, support Israel, whatever they want, whatever they need, whenever they need it, we need to be there for them. The second thing is to eliminate Hamas. And the third thing is do whatever it takes to bring our hostages home.
I am deeply worried about the wisdom of this ongoing, potentially imminent ground invasion to Gaza, which I do not believe is going to be good for Israel and do not believe it's going to be good for the United States. And some people will ask, is that anti-Israel? No, no, no. This is the most pro-Israel thing we can do as a friend, to say, learn the lessons from the mistakes we made 20 years ago in this country to make sure that we together don't repeat them again.
Representative Miller Meeks closed the night by encouraging Republican voters in Iowa to pick a candidate and show their support in the caucuses, which will take place on January 15th. Well, here in Sioux City, an aroma of Greek food filled the air over the weekend as Siouxlanders enjoyed the last Eurofest for 2023. People were given the opportunity to sample a bit of Greek cuisine at the Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church. The treats up for grabs included classics like spanakopita and baklava, and a new addition to the menu, meatballs and rice, and of course, the star of the show, the Euros. A member of the festival staff says all the money raised goes towards improving the church.
Our church is 105 years old. There are a lot of things that need fixed. Our fundraisers for the next few years is to replace our roof. We only have about 65 families here, so being able to do that just in our stewardship is not enough. That's why we have to put on events like this.
If you missed your chance to grab some food over the weekend, you'll have to wait until spring for the next festival. Meanwhile, Halloween is still more than a week away, but Siouxlanders are already getting some early opportunities to dress up and collect candy. Hundreds of families gathered to receive treats over the weekend as St. Luke Evangelical Lutheran Church held their 2nd annual community trunk or treat in their parking lot. We spoke with one of the event's organizers about the growth the event has seen in just its first 2 years.
I decided that we needed more activities for kids, especially in this community. So I started up a trunk or treat last year, and honestly, we only had 7 cars last year for trunks. We've already tripled that today. The word's getting out, and people are really enjoying trunk or treats.
Smith says she hopes the event continues to grow in the future. Well, now it's time to meet today's Stray of the Day, and every day we share a pet picked up by Sioux City Animal Adoption and Rescue who's waiting to go home.
That is right. This is Loki, a 6-year-old male Siberian Husky. He was originally adopted from the rescue years ago, but his owner unfortunately recently passed away, so now he's looking for a brand new home. The rescue says he's a sweet and gentle dog who loves other dogs and people. He just doesn't like other cats too much. Loki is available for adoption now.
If you've lost your pet, looking to adopt, or you'd like to sponsor a pet for adoption, you can visit the rescue's website at SiouxCityAnimalRescue.com. And we love featuring our Stray of the Day, but with Halloween coming up, we'd love to shine the spotlight on your furry friends too.
That is right. This is the return of our KCAU-9 Halloween Pet Picks contest. Unfortunately, though, due to a technical delay, we will start sharing the pictures you've sent in starting tomorrow, Tuesday the 24th, and then next Tuesday the 31st, Halloween morning, we'll reveal this year's winner who will receive a prize pack from our sponsors.
And there's still time to enter until noon on Wednesday, October 25th. So break out the costumes, whether scary or cute, and be sure to send them our way. You can enter by going to siouxlandproud.com and click on Halloween Pet Picks Contest under the Contest tab. Always a fun time of the year when people get to dress up their pets for Halloween.
Yeah, and I think Loki is a cute dog, but he definitely won't be enjoying the weather once we get toward the weekend, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But our satellite and radar picture showing rainfall moving toward the Rochester area and into Wisconsin now. We did see that move through late last night into the overnight hours, but that has since moved out of the region, and we're going to be seeing those clearing skies going forward for the rest of the day. You see on our stormcast that pushes well off to the east. We see clearing skies for us here in Siouxland, but we're going to be seeing more clouds as we head toward the evening and overnight hours, and especially into Tuesday. You see a warm front off to our north and west with precip behind that. That will be moving through as we head throughout the day on Tuesday, and by Tuesday evening we could be seeing some showers and storms moving into parts of the region. But then behind it we see another cold front and some snow possible up into the Rocky Mountains. That could be heading our way as we head toward the weekend. However, still a little bit early, and rain amounts looking like anywhere between 1/10 and 1/2 inch through Wednesday, with more for Thursday and Friday. But then for today, sunny and well above average, 78 for that high. For tonight, though, we see 59 degrees with those scattered showers, but that could potentially break our low temperature record, which was 57 set back in 1970. And then your 9-on-9 forecast shows those highs dropping into the 60s by Thursday, 40s for highs by Friday, and then possibly 30s with some snow possible for Saturday and Sunday. Slightly warmer and more sunny skies by the time we get to Halloween.
Thanks, Ethan. Now we turn to sports, where the Iowa Hawkeyes are still frustrated over a Saturday call that wiped away what would have been a go-ahead touchdown. Noah Sacco has the details right here in your morning sports wrap.
Good morning, Siouxland. Cooper DeJean has saved the game for Iowa football before, and on Saturday night, it looked like the OABCIG alum did it again with a late punt return touchdown, giving Iowa the lead until it was called back. A tough break that led to the Hawks' 12-10 loss to Minnesota and still has fans scratching their heads. And more specifically, it left those inside Kinnick Stadium in an uproar. Those feelings of frustration and confusion on that controversial finish. The most common fair catch signal is when a receiver waves his arm above his head. But the explanation given to the media afterwards was when DeJean waved his arm to the side, it was an invalid fair catch signal. By rule, the ball is dead after this signal is made, resulting in a crushing blow to a near win for the Hawks, and the team continues to search for answers.
Never call for fair catch with my left hand ever. It's kind of just like keeping my balance, I guess, trying to run to the ball. It's tough. I'm still, kind of in shock of what what all happened. It's frustrating, for this team. We just kept fighting, through the end of the game. Seems like it was all just, taken away.
I was told that he was waving, and what they tell us in pregame is a wave is up here above the head. And most people, when they run, their arms do wave. So if you looked at the video, it looked like he was naturally running to the football and then just made a great play. One of the best ones I've ever seen. So that part's the hardest part.
Time for those top 5 plays of the week. Number 5, here we go. Regional volleyball from the IGHSAU Western Christian and Sheldon in the Class 3A quarterfinals. Haley Willenga serving it away. She's awarded the ace. And how about another? Back-to-back service aces for the senior gives them the edge. Wolfpack sweep Sheldon and West Lyon. We'll see them in the regional final Tuesday. Number 4, Muskies and Stars. Cue the backhand flip from Caden Shahan. Team's leading scorer getting tricky with the stick. Buries it glove side for the goal. Season high 7 goals from the Muskies on Saturday night. Must have been those sweet pink threads. Sioux City wins the pink in the rink 7-1. Number 3, 8-man first round playoffs. Repson St. Mary's and Harris Lake Park Wolves throw in. Colin Homan picks it right out of the air off the D line. He's going to run this one back for the pick 6. I think he tried to bat it down, but he got something even better. Great hands from Homan. RSM rolls into the quarterfinals on Friday. Number 2, Oakland Craig and Logan View Scribner Snyder. Ball tipped here by Emmett Johnson, and he somehow collects it to complete the interception. Tip drill while falling down, mind you. Add that to your huddle reel. Emmett Knights go on to win big. We'll see them in the playoffs. And the number 1, Briarcliff and Dakota Wesley, and 31 seconds left. Chargers trailing by 3. Broxay into double coverage. Aaron Okoro comes up with the touchdown grab. Incredible. Window was so small you could hardly fit a hand through it, but it's no problem for Okoro. Sideline going nuts as BC takes the lead. They hold on to win another thriller, 21-17, the final. Now to check at sports, you stay classy, Siouxland.
Now let's take a look at this morning's top stories, what you need to know before you go. Today marks an important deadline for voters in Iowa ahead of next month's city and school elections. It's the last day voters in the Hawkeye State can request an absentee ballot to be delivered to them by mail. Those requests must be made to your county auditor by 5 p.m. today. However, you'll still be able to vote early in person or return a completed absentee ballot to your county auditor's office by mail. All ballots must be received by the county auditor by 8 p.m. on election day. In Nebraska, the deadline to request an absentee ballot is 6 p.m. on the second Friday before the election. In South Dakota, that deadline is 5 p.m. the day before the election. And meanwhile, a Siouxland man is facing charges for allegedly crashing his SUV into a Sioux Falls home over the weekend. The crash happened Friday night. Police arrested the 40-year-old driver, a man from Sibley, Iowa, for driving while under the influence. No one was hurt, but this is the second time this house has been hit by a vehicle within the last 2 years. In 2021, another impaired driver drove his truck off the street, crashing into the home and another house next to it. The homeowners have tried 6 times to get city permission to put up a barricade to prevent vehicles from crashing into their house. Sioux Falls officials have denied the requests, saying it could endanger drivers. And finally, dozens of employees in central Iowa could return to work after nearly 3 months on the picket line. Workers with UAW Local 997 in Newton went on strike back in August. Just recently, the union announced a tentative contract agreement with Thombird Incorporated, a forklift tire manufacturer. The union has not released any details on that contract, but says members will vote on it soon. This development is not connected to the broader UAW strike against Big 3 automakers Ford, GM, and Stellantis. Well, one last look at the forecast now. What can we expect the rest of today?
Today is going to be pretty gorgeous as we see those highs nearly 20 degrees above average. We should be at 59, our first high temperature in below 60 degrees for the fall season. But we see a high of 78, in fact, for today, but not as warm as last year when we were 87 on this day and had some severe weather. But for tonight, we see just some scattered showers, a low of 59. That could break break the record, though, as the record is 57. That was set back in 1970, and that would be the warmest low temperature for the 24th of October. Then we see those highs start to drop into the middle and end of the week, especially by Friday, with highs only in the 40s, possibly some snow this weekend.
Got to enjoy these next couple days of 70s before that cool down.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for watching. KCAU 9 News returns this midday.